It's been 8 years since The Hague ruled in favor of the Philippines with that arbitral ruling on its claims to the South China Sea. But in recent months, we've seen more and more confrontations between Chinese and Filipino vessels in those waters. What do you think this says about the status of the Philippines' claims to the South China Sea?
Well, first of all, it has elevated the moral ascendancy of the Philippines. For the past 8 years, no one was listening yet to the Philippines, but now you have major powers like the United States, Australia, Japan, and other European powers and the Asian powers that have a stand on the advocacy of the Philippines on maritime rules-based norms, especially that we have an arbitral award to claim and to support us in our advocacy for the South China Sea. And I think this is very important for the Philippines because we have also opened up the option to modernize our military. What we are seeing right now with China is that they are very aggressive in terms of their raison strategy, and the Philippines definitely has, since it has widened also its diplomatic network, we have seen that many countries would want to forge a defense agreement with us.
You mentioned growing diplomatic networks. Do you see those international partners being mobilized in the case of a confrontation between Chinese and Filipino vessels in the South China Sea?
There was an offer coming from the United States to help us with the joint patrol in the Second Thomas Shoal, but at the same time, the Philippines, particularly the armed forces of the Philippines, has decided to do it on its own because basically this is the cause of the Philippines, and we wanted to send a message that we can stand on our own, that this maritime dispute and confrontation with China is a Philippine problem with our Chinese counterparts. We wanted to resolve it in such a way that there will be no foreign intrusions and other complexity in the problem, because what we are experiencing right now in the West Philippine Sea slash South China Sea is already very complicated, and this is also to extend our strength that the Philippines can basically become a maritime power on its own by using its own indigenous force.
And can you tell us a bit more about why the South China Sea is so important to the Philippines?
Well, the South China Sea, which we call it in the Philippines as the West Philippine Sea, is just a portion of the bigger and larger ocean and seas that China is claiming so far. Filipino fishers rely on these traditional fishing grounds. This is important for us since many of the Filipino people are, of course, regard food security as sacred. It is important in terms of the economic implications of the country because we rely so much on the blue ocean economy, and we know that with this arbitral award that we have won, it will help us on how the international community will have a better judgment on how to resolve this issue in the West Philippine Sea or in the South China Sea.